Welcome to Knife Thoughts. This video, as you might be able to tell from my hat and from the box, is going to be an unboxing of some knives from Traditional Pocket Knives. And to be completely honest, I am a little bit sick today. Probably shouldn't be doing a video, but I'm going to try to channel my shirt here, designed by my very talented friend and training partner who's a tattoo artist, and transcend my physical form, or at least my physical state, and power through, because I'm just really excited about these knives and don't want to wait to open them, but really want to do an unboxing. So hopefully I won't have any coughing fits or sneezing fits or anything like that. But these are, I believe, two of the new Lake Champlain Barlows from Traditional Pocket Knives. This is the latest exclusive design that Austin has had made, and it is a Barlow. I love Barlows. I started the Barlow Bearcat Club. If you also love Barlows, check out the link in the description for that. And these are going to be dropping October 6th, and that's pretty soon. If you are interested in them, definitely use the link in the description below. And you can also use the code KTTPK for 5% off, which comes out to $10 off, because these are going to be $200. So KT as in Knife Thoughts, TPK as in Traditional Pocket Knives. But let's go ahead and open these up. I am going to use one of my favorites of the Ohio River Jacks. This is the jigged titanium sheepfoot version. Really love that jigged titanium. And these are also titanium, but not jigged. There is a jigged version, several different versions, but the jigged isn't one of the ones that I am checking out here. So we'll see what I've got in here. But these are really nice. And at $200, I think that these are in a kind of an open space in, higher end slip joint knives, because you have things like Rosecraft blades and Rough Rider Reserve in the $50 to $100 range, and then you have Jack Wolf knives in the $300, sometimes a little bit more range. Things like Pena in that same type range. Sometimes they're in this range also, but these are kind of between those two. And I have videos on these Ohio River Jacks, so you can check those out if you are interested. But I really enjoyed these, and I'm really looking forward to checking these out. So there's a story behind the Lake Champlain, the name of it, that's named after so I'll show you here. It's named after the USS Lake Champlain, which is the ship that Clarence Reisner, who started C. Reisner Cutlery, which is Traditional Pocket Knives, and is the grandfather of Austin, who now runs and owns Traditional Pocket Knives, served on. So that's pretty cool. I love when knives have history like that. It's really, one of the big draws for me, especially to Traditional Pocket Knives. The type of knives, not necessarily the dealer, but Austin does a great job. You can read through that, pause it and read through that if you'd like. Definitely going to read through that later. I believe I've read it from what Austin has sent previously. Got one of their patches. Nice, kind of, I think it's about 3 inches, 3 inch by 3 inch patch. If you are into patches, this is a nice one. And some stickers, a Happy Halloween sticker. Austin does a lot of different sticker designs, so I always appreciate that. There is the Lake Champlain, and the same one I had on the front, and then with a queen. That's a Shatton Morgan, I believe, that's making the bend of the K. So I'm sure that there's going to be lots of comments saying you're 4 minutes in, 5 minutes in, and haven't shown the knives. Sorry, but it's an unboxing. I wanted to give you some context and show you what comes in the box. I don't know if all of that will come in the box when you order these, but I like to show what's in here. Sorry about all the traffic driving by. So let's see. First, this is the Camo Carbon Gecko. So this is a really cool colorway for the Camo Carbon, and I believe that this one is a second. So there are some seconds, but I'm sure that it won't be a huge issue. And there it is. So Hopefully all those motorcycles will be gone in a second. I'll pull this out, and this is a hefty sized Barlow. So you can see this is the clip point version. There is a long pull on both sides of that clip point. Wow, that tip sits super deep in the frame, which I love. You know, if you watch the channel, that I hate a proud tip. And these, super pinchable, that was something I was wondering, super pinchable. These do have a stop pin in there, so you really don't have to worry about blade wrap. And so Austin told me that the reason that this one was a second is because of the sharpening choil, and not really sure what's wrong with it. I'll definitely show it closer in my full review of these knives. Boy, it might be that it's just sharpened like slightly down into the sharpening choil. That is a very minor defect. So, you know, I think Austin is really quality controlling these, really looking over them and making sure that they are all good to go. So the fit between the handle covers and the liners and bolsters, which look to be integral, they're not pinned or screwed onto the liners, the bolsters, is really nice. Very, very little gaps on that. Very slight gap between the spring and the liner here. Be interesting to see if after I, you know, put some oil in it, if that goes away. But I really like that gecko. Just a cool blue, green, yellow combination. Very, very pinchable. This is an interesting clip point. It's different than like the clip points on the Jack Wolf knives. It's kind of a, I don't even know how to say it. I'll definitely show you comparison to some Jack Wolf knives. But again, big knife, really fills the hand. M390, looks to be ground nice and thin for slicing. Of course, no blade wrap because of the stop pin. No blade play. Nice action. And I love how deep that sits. I mean, you're going to be able to sharpen this thing for forever, for the rest of your life, and it'll never have a proud tip. So really, really cool. And nice big bolster. You know, classic Barlow. Definitely at least a third of the handle, if not more, actually, I would say, on this. So yeah, very cool. It has a little bit of an upturn of the spine here, which is, some companies did clip points like that for sure, and it's a little different than, again, like how Jack Wolf Knives does theirs. But there's another one open, so I don't want this to take too long, and let's move on to the saw cut titanium. So I love that Austin did this jig titanium in the Ohio River Jack, as well as in some other QSP made knives, like the Penguin, Mini Penguin, and Penguin Plus, or Large Penguin, as well as the Hedgehog, yeah. And I really love jig titanium, but I don't know if I've ever seen saw cut titanium. And saw cut bone is probably my favorite handle material for a Barlow, for a traditional Barlow. So it's really cool to see this kind of modernization of that. So let's go ahead and open this one. Got that little pull tab, and here it is. Look at that. Very cool. Look at those kind of irregular lines, just like real saw cut bone. You know, it's deep enough that you can feel it, but it's not like super deep, like a cougar clawed bone or a winter bone, whatever you want to call it there. Notification. But I mean, talk about the tip sitting deep. This is the sheepfoot version. That is way down in there. And let's see how pinchable. Easily pinchable. And that's because this is, you know, it doesn't sit super high. Like, I feel like this probably carry pretty well, but it just has that nice deep long pull, and an interesting, a hefty sheepfoot. I would say that these two lines are pretty parallel, which is like a really traditional sheepfoot. You know, there was the ram foot from GEC that all the purists had like hated that they called it a ram foot, where it was, you know, obtuse, it got wider towards the tip. And then there's the lamb foot where it's the opposite, it gets less tall towards the tip. This is pretty much a true sheep foot where it is parallel. The spine and the edge are pretty much parallel. So really cool looking. I mean, I love a sheep foot on a Barlow. I think it's very classic. My first GEC was a sheepfoot Barlow, and boy, what a hefty Barlow. I mean, it feels like it's gonna really, you're gonna be able to do serious cutting with it. I don't see any gaps on this one. I can't see any light through. Really nice. Really nice. I don't see any gaps on that back spring. Of course, it's just a titanium, so you can't have any gaps on the covers. The cover is the liner, is the bolster. Really nice. I like how that looks there. Nice action. Again, M390. No blade wrap, of course. No blade play. Really nice. You can tell it's a little different sound than if it didn't have that stop pin, but still really nice walk and talk. Really nice. I would say flush at full open on the back spring. I mean, just maybe a hair high at half stop. But I mean a hair, like very, very little. And pretty much flush. Even maybe I can feel it on my thumbnail or my fingernail, but even less than at half stop at full close there. So beautiful knives. Can't wait to put these to use. See how they cut, especially with these tall blade shapes. I think that they will cut well. They seem to be ground nice and thin for good slicing. And I will definitely be doing a full review of these, hopefully before they release again, which is on October 6th. And if not, definitely, you know, check one out if you're interested. They're dropping October 6th at the link in the description. And again, you can get a little bit of a discount with the code KTTPK. Helps me out, helps the channel out. Also shows Austin that you watched my video here. And speaking of which, I want to say a huge thanks to Austin. Like I said, I got to see these at Blade Show. Actually, I don't know if I said that, but I did get to see these at Blade Show, prototypes of them, and I've been really excited for them since, because I love Barlows, and I think it's a cool thing that Austin is doing, bringing these traditional patterns to, you know, with his style, to a modern, you know, into a modern construction. And I like that, you know, it has that call back to his grandfather too. Huge thank you to Austin for sending these for review. And if you enjoyed the video, make sure you give it a thumbs up, click the bell, select all, so you know when I post new videos. And last but not least, as always, don't forget to go out and do good.